Sounds like leprechauns on crack, dude. I said
Yeah, it sounds
faster.
weird.
It's weird, man. Hopefully it's not something I did, which it probably is something that I
Probably
did.
is. Sounded like you dropped the bass out.
But yeah, we're back. That's right. Vets on Sports. You thought we were done. We're back. You haven't heard from us since Saturday. What's up? Oh, God, the Lakers are such idiots. They are. Anyway, you're listening to Vets on Sports on this Tuesday night, the Hour of Power. I'll coin that, I'm sure.
I think
Anyway,
you're too late.
am I a little late on that one? All right, but it's just me, JD, and the man, the myth, the legend. It's Aaron in the house, but we will have Silent J calling in top of the hour. So, how was your weekend, bro?
It was great, man.
It was great.
I went to a local wrestling show on Saturday. It was a blast.
Is that like midget wrestlers? And
No,
stuff?
it's like
Or
local
people?
guys.
Do they still call it midget wrestling, or do they just say little
I
people
don't know.
wrestling? Or, I mean, really? All righty then.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, I like those shows, man. Those are pretty cool. They do a lot of pretty cool stunts in those.
It was fun. And
Where was
front
that?
row over on 51st and just south of Glendale.
Oh, really? They have it like in a teacup or something?
No, it was in a strip mall. I thought it would be in a high school gym or something, but no, it was pretty cool though.
It's in a strip mall.
Front row. I mean, it's nice. It was fun. It was a blast. It's only $7. Can't beat that.
No, you can't for some entertainment, whatever.
3 hours of
Why not?
entertainment for $7. I
There
mean,
you
what do
go. Man, you can't even go to the movies for that or at night. Outstanding, man. So it was fun. The missus went with you?
No, she didn't go. She had to work, but my buddy went with me. We had an awesome time.
Yeah, that's awesome, bro. I like doing stuff like that. What's not so awesome right now is the Coyotes, man. They're playing right now, but they're ranked last in ESPN's latest power rankings. Your thoughts on that? I know you haven't had too much time to look it over, but
Well, they just lost 5-1.
okay then. That's 6 in a row now.
They're not bad. They're not worse than Edmonton.
Well, they don't have a worse record.
Well, they're on the roll. They're on the road, so they don't play well at home or on the road lately. Usually they play a little better on the road, but
Right.
they picked up that Arcabello kid, and he's been hot, but nobody else can score.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is there anything positive right now going on with the Coyotes?
Him,
That's it.
he's yeah. I'm curious what happens at the trade deadline,
When is the trade deadline?
March 2nd. So
March-
it's
ooh.
next week.
Right around the corner.
Yeah, Sunday actually,
That's interesting.
or Monday.
Any big names you expect to move?
There's always someone. That's the thing about hockey. Wayne Gretzky got traded 3 times. So anybody can
that's
get
true.
traded. It's anybody's available, So I think the Coyotes will move a couple guys. I'm kind of hoping they bottom out because the number 1 pick is supposedly the next Sidney Crosby,
Mhm.
Connor McDavid. So it'd be good. The Las Vegas ticket drive isn't doing well. It's doing all right.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's the right place for hockey.
They got to get west. I like the expansion, though. We talked about this.
Maybe Reno. I wouldn't put them in Vegas, though.
Well, you can always sell tickets, though, even if the hotel. It's not about the fans. It's
Maybe
about,
they can partner with one of the hotels, like stay
No.
here and get a ticket to the game.
Well, it's not about the fans. It's about the box seats.
That's
And all
true.
those hotels are going to buy the box seats.
That's true.
So you have a big whale in town. You say, hey, you want to go see the Islanders or the Kings or whoever. That's what makes the money. So it'll probably do fine. Attendance won't look good, but I think they'll do all right. They had a couple minor league teams that have done well.
Now, as it looks right now, geez, the wild card standings are crazy. Boston right now has the 8th seed in the East, but they're only up by like 3 points. Florida and Philly. Now, Philly used to be in it all the time. What the hell's going wrong with Philly?
Goaltending. They don't have anybody.
They've
been rotating a couple guys, and neither one are great. They've done all right. So they're playing better lately, but I don't think they'll make it.
Yeah, Jersey's another one of those teams that used to be in it all the time.
That's somebody who can move is Yamir Yager. He's been on the block. I don't know.
My God, what is he, like 60?
43.
Jesus.
I don't know what he wants, though. I mean, does he want to go to a winner? Does he just want to cash checks? I mean, he went to Czech and Russia.
Why is
for
he still
2 years.
playing?
I don't know, man. It's weird too.
He has nothing else to prove. I mean,
Well, it's weird. Like Chris Chelios played till he was like 44.
yeah,
You would think hockey is not a natural motion per se,
right.
so you break down. It's, but these guys can go forever, it seems.
Man, you got to be in extremely good physical shape to play at this level for so long.
Yeah. I mean, you got to remember a lot of these guys play from the time they're like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
So
that's true. Okay, so Washington and Boston, 7th and 8th. I don't think Boston's going to catch Washington. They're 9 points behind. It's going to take a pretty good winning streak to do that. Do you see them? I mean, they're only 3-4 points away from being 10th. Do you see Boston sliding out, especially with the loss of Kresge?
that's a big loss. He wins a lot of faceoffs for him too.
Yeah,
The big surprise there is Florida, who they've been playing real well.
right. Well, they lost their last 2, but prior to that, they were doing pretty good.
And they've got a lot of young guys.
Right.
So they could sneak in there. I don't know if they will. Detroit was hot there for a little bit too. They've cooled off, and the Islanders were out in front, but they've seemed to come back down a little bit. I could see Boston sliding out. I think they'll hold it though. They're too young. So even if Florida gets in, they'd be out in the first round more than likely.
Montreal, Tampa Bay. Who's going to get the 1 seed?
I like Tampa. They've been really good the past couple of years.
I hate Montreal.
I'm not a Montreal guy either.
Is that the biggest rivalry in hockey? Is it Montreal, Boston?
Yeah, probably. Well, Montreal, Toronto, when they're both good.
Okay.
Toronto's been terrible for so long. I mean,
okay. Well, right now, Toronto, they're not too bad, 24 and 31, only 10, 11 points out of the playoffs right now. There's still time. How many weeks we still got left?
no, they're not going to make it. They're
You
not.
sure?
Yeah. You could see, and I would love to see.
Optimist.
Well, I would love to see Phil Kessel move. I don't like American guys playing in Canadian cities. I want him in American cities. So I'd like to see him get somewhere south.
All right. Let's move over to the West real quick. Nashville, Anaheim.
Surprised in Nashville. They were not good after Suter left, and they've been all right. They were not good last year. They've been good this year. They're way out in front. 4 points, not way out in front. Nashville's calmed down. They picked up Ilya Brizgalov, but then he went on waivers, so they're struggling in goal too. I like their young kid Gibson though. He's a 1 or 2 year guy from Pittsburgh. He's good. He was played well in the playoffs, so if he gets right, I think they'll be okay.
Nashville's number 1 on the power rankings. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, they've been playing really well lately. Chicago's done those ESPN rankings. They have Chicago weight dropping, and they have not played well lately. Another couple surprises is Vancouver. I kind of didn't expect them to be in it. Winnipeg, I didn't expect them to be in it. And Minnesota, for whatever reason, they can't win. I want them to win. I think everybody wants Minnesota to
Minnesota,
win. They just
right?
don't. They just can't. I don't know why. They've got plenty of talent. So.
Yeah.
But the rest of it, I thought Dallas would be better. And San Jose, they should have blown it up last year. They didn't. Your boy Thornton, I'm not a fan, but
Yeah.
he's never done anything there. But Dallas made a couple big moves, and they haven't done anything. And then Edmonton, who has had 3 or 4 first-round picks on that team, they can't get out of their own way. So they're in the Connor McDavid sweepstakes with the Coyotes in Buffalo.
Who's it coming down to in the West?
In the playoffs,
Yeah.
I think it stays where it is. I think you're seeing the Kings in 8th, and they won a cup from 8th, so they're not scared to be in 8th.
You think the Kings are going to go all the way to the West Conference Finals?
They've won 7 in a row.
Nice. They are the defending champs.
They got Jonathan Quick. That goes a long way.
It does.
I don't know if Nashville has what it takes in goal, and I don't know if anybody else has anybody who's better. I mean, Chicago's got Corey Crawford, but everybody else, it's kind of a big question mark. Winnipeg, Petrov is hurt. So
Okay.
Vancouver, they've got a couple good guys, but they're rotating a lot with Ryan Miller, former silver medal winning U.S. goalie, another guy I'd like to see come south.
Yeah, I was just looking right now. Nashville, St. Louis, and the Rangers, top 3 in plus minus differential for goals for, goes against. Matter of fact, the Rangers are up by 1 plus 41.
Yeah, but Lundqvist is hurt.
This is true. But, I mean, does a stat like that, do you take that into consideration at all?
Not really.
No?
Because when the playoffs start, it's different. You get a guy who's hot, and it's a good and a bad thing in the playoffs is you get a hot goalie and you can go all the way.
So who's the best goalie right now in hockey?
Right now, it's Jonathan Quick. His team's won 7 in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Quick. He's good. I'm not a Lundqvist fan. Jimmy Howard's played pretty well in Detroit, but I've been harping on him all year, and I harped on him last year. Ben Bishop in Tampa is probably the future of American goaltending. So he's my guy nobody knows about.
What is it about him that makes you say that?
He's big. He's like 6'6", 6'7".
Yeah.
So, and he's I mean, fortunate the team scores a lot, so it's not like he has to play great. But
how's somebody that big be so like quick?
That's just it. Usually, you'd think a big guy just have to stand there, but usually
like Chara.
goalies aren't big. They just don't. So they've got to move. So he's done well. Marc-Andre Fleury, he's as much as people want to give him crap, he's still a pretty good goaltender.
Now there's a lot I want to talk to you, especially with like there's a lot of emphasis on the draft when it comes to like NHL. There's really not too much emphasis in the other sports. Where does it stand?
NFL?
Yeah, NFL, excuse me. So where does the draft stand as far as fan importance or importance to fans? I mean, do you pay any attention to it or?
Not really. I mean, I do. When I see guys and hear names, I'll look them up on like Hockey's Future and see what they give them and ratings and stuff. I don't watch a ton of minor league hockey. I do always root for the Americans, so I will watch some of the cup stuff, not cup stuff, but the juniors, the world championships, those things. Right. And you know, usually Canada, USA, Russia is always in it. There's always those big 3, but most of the time, unless it's like a top 5 guy, and even then, you're probably not going to see him the next year.
So why is that? Because if you look at the NFL, first 3 rounds, he's pretty much already on the field. Or the NFL, excuse me, he's already on the field. But in the NHL, you're looking 2-3 years before they might not even come up.
Well, you gotta think of it. A lot of these guys. I mean, you could draft a guy when they're 16, 17 if you want. It doesn't happen as much as it used to. But think of it the same way as the NFL. If you took a guy that was 18 right out of a high school team to the NFL, they'd get their butts kicked. Right. They're just not. You've got to finish developing as a man.
So because so they don't have the standards like if you get like the NHL or the NFL does when you got to go to college for so many years. You know, do you think that they should have to go play in college for a couple of years before they can be drafted in the NHL?
No, but I would say that college hockey is probably the best it's been in ever. I mean, if you watch the Frozen Four and the hockey tournament, it's great because I think a lot of these guys who 10 or 15 or 20 years ago, they would go play in the Canada juniors because you can play at 17. You can go and play. They're now going to college. And that's a big thing for USA hockey development. If they've worked these guys through promotion all the way through, you still get the Canadian guys who, when they turn 17, they go to the CHL or, you know, the minor leagues and the juniors and they work their way through. Right. The Coyotes, their pick from 2 years ago is still in the juniors, which is a stupid move in my pick, but I think they're playing for a draft pick at this point, so who cares? But you see those guys do that and they play in the juniors, and a lot of times they'll get picked there and then they'll play another season there and then they'll go to the minor leagues and then they'll get called up. It's just growing. I think if you were to take a guy from juniors or even college right to the NHL, a lot of the time the speed of the game is so much faster too.
Mhm.
So you've got the size and the speed. The hitting isn't there like it used to be, but still, if you get freight trained by a guy, you can never play again.
Who won the Frozen Four this year?
I think it was, I don't remember last year off the top of my head.
I can't think. Was it BU?
No,
Northwestern.
I think it was Minnesota. It wasn't Minnesota. It was another Minnesota team, like Minnesota State or
Huh.
something.
Well, at least there's some good hockey in Minnesota.
Yeah. Yeah.
So. All right. So moving on from hockey, the incident with Kyle Busch this weekend at the Daytona 500. Well, it was the Infinity or the Xfinity Series where he hit the wall. Did you see the accident?
I saw the replay of the accident. I didn't see it live. I wasn't watching.
Right.
Honestly.
He hit it pretty hard.
It's racing though. I mean,
right. It's racing, but does Daytona deserve the blame for the accident because of the fact that they were being reactive and not proactive? I mean, there's been a call for safer barriers at all the super speedways. Granted, I mean, it's in a spot that usually drivers don't hit it like that, going into a turn. So it was one of those rare instances like, oh, man, it actually happened, But should they have had safer barriers there in the first place?
well,
Because it's easier to say now he
things.
broke his leg.
Well, one, it's racing, so you're never going to be able to prevent it. It's a dangerous sport.
Well, they're saying if there were safer barriers there, it would have absorbed a lot of the impact.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. He hits one spot that's not as strong, and then you're talking about how the safer barriers do nothing. So
True.
the other thing is it's Daytona, which is your franchise, I guess you would say, racetrack. So if you want to talk about one that should have it, they should, because that is your premier track, right?
Right.
So I know it's costly, it's expensive. NASCAR's doing all right financially. They can certainly afford it. Daytona probably should have it. I don't know if every track has it, but at least Daytona should.
And it's any track that has it where there's restrictor plate racing, because the speeds are so high, they have to restrict the amount of speed that they can go up. I think anything over like a mile and a half should be covered. Anything over a mile and a half should be covered. The smaller tracks, Bristol, Dover, not necessarily. All right. Those you hit the wall, you're more like skidding into the wall and you're not really, doing much. I mean, granted, because Atlanta, why isn't you mean another one, the one in Texas? I can't even.
Dallas,
Yeah.
Speedway.
Yeah. Why aren't they doing it as well? Because what they're doing is they're saying, well, we haven't had an incident yet, so why do we need to? And I think it's the wrong way to look at it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even here, the place is packed. This is Phoenix. Not necessarily one of the biggest places. Now, granted, it plays a key role in the race to the chase.
Track too.
Right, but it's only like a mile and
Yeah, it's a little over a mile.
yeah, just barely over a mile. It's smaller than like Loudon, New Hampshire. That's one of the smaller tracks, but the smallest track is only like 0.53 miles. I think that's like Martinsville or
I like
Dover
because it's a track.
well, Dover's the Monster Mile. Never mind. Martinsville or is it Richmond? One of those. But so you don't need that stuff there. But I mean, in certain spots, obviously, you can see where an accident would mess it up. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait a couple more weeks, and I'll be out there for the weekend of the 14th to the 15th. I'll be out there covering. I'll be calling in for you guys. But yeah, I can't wait for it. I'm getting big on NASCAR this year.
I watched about a little over half of the race yesterday or Sunday.
Second half, first half.
First half, and then I went to go get something to eat, and I came back, and I'm like, what the heck happened to Jeff Gordon, and he was in like last.
He
place.
got shuffled back.
I know he missed his spot.
Yeah.
And because he was leading the whole thing until then.
And then he wrecked at the
Yeah.
end. Junior, same way. He made a bad move to try and cut up and didn't have the room, so he cut
Nope.
back. And by the time he cut back, he was in the middle. But he went in
He's-
4 laps, like from 15th to 3rd,
Yeah.
and probably could have won if it didn't end in a caution.
I don't know. Logano sprinted out there. at the
Logano's
end.
pretty good.
He sprinted out there at the end.
Yeah.
He's
Logano,
boring.
congratulations.
He's
Yeah.
as exciting as a box of rocks.
Right. But I mean, you got to give it to him. The guy just got married, wins the Daytona 500. You know, that's a pretty good start.
Yeah,
so
he
far.
made a move at the right time and he won the race.
Yeah.
And, you know, he did
Yeah.
it the right way. So I'm okay with it.
Kozlowski blew an engine. There were people blowing engines left and right.
And your girl finished in 20th
She did,
again.
but that's top half.
I think that only 38 finished, so it would be
Hey,
the bottom.
but from the amount of cars in the field, not
in the
bad.
field.
and she finished clean too. I mean, she had some nicks and bumps and stuff, but she didn't wreck.
I would hope not at Daytona. It's
Well,
probably the
Gordon
easiest track
wrecked.
not to wreck.
Gordon wrecked.
Not his fault.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. We're not getting into this again. Do not get me started again. She did pretty good. 20th. Not bad.
Bottom half.
Top half.
Agree to disagree.
Top half. 42 started. Okay. She finished in
And
20th.
I think like 36 or 38.
Doesn't matter.
finished.
She finished in 20th. From as many started, finished in 20th. That's the way it is. It's I'll take it. So now they are on to Atlanta. Atlanta, then Vegas, then Phoenix. So Atlanta right now isn't hot at all.
I don't understand their. It used to make sense, like you would just kind of go in a big circle around the country.
Well,
But
right now
now-
they went from Florida to Atlanta. That makes sense. And then they drive all the way across.
All the way to Phoenix and then
to
back to like
Vegas.
Richmond or something.
They go to Vegas, Phoenix, Cali. You can't go any further than Cali. Then they go to Martinsville. And then Texas.
Martinsville.
Yeah, Martinsville.
Where Georgia?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. See, no sense. Just make a big circle.
I think it's in Tennessee. It's in that area, like Tennessee, West Virginia, somewhere around there. So I really don't know. Actually, I got to look that up.
I just make like a big circle. So Daytona, Talladega, somewhere in like Mississippi, Texas. Just kind of make that big loop.
Yeah,
You'd save
no,
on
I
gas.
like the way it is because they come up and the reason why they do that is because they do certain tracks twice, so they want to spread them out.
Well, yeah, and it's not good to have that. They used to have that race here in the middle of the summer.
Right. So that's what they do. They get them out here to Phoenix early so they can bring them back here late. So I like that, especially as somebody that's out there pounding the pavement up and down pit row. Yeah, I don't want it to be 110 degrees. I'm okay with 80, 85, somewhere along there. As long as it's not raining.
I used to go and sit in turn 3. So I know. Back when it was wood seats and it wasn't.
They took all those down now.
I know.
Now that's actually high price parking for the RVs. That is very high price parking up there on the hill. Oh yeah.
That's sad.
Yep. Very high price parking. They got their own little area up there. So I like being where all the action's at. I love being right in there. So we'll get you guys out there eventually. Yeah. So, but anyway, so they are in Atlanta this week. Junior, though, good run, man. I'll give it to him. I think he's gonna.
I thought he was going to win.
Yeah, I thought he just made that one move. He had one of the fastest cars all day.
Yeah, he did. And so did Gordon until the end.
Gordon too.
Gordon.
Hendrick all together did pretty good. Kane had a pretty decent run. John Johnson had a pretty decent run. We got Harvick's on my fantasy team. Harvick and Junior finished 2-3. Hamlin, yeah, Johnson finished 5th. Kane finished 9th. Yeah, Gordon because he wrecked. His
You know
last
who-
Daytona 500.
You know, one guy who's fallen off a lot, who came out really strong, is old horse teeth Carl Edwards.
Carl Edwards, yeah, he came. He actually came out running pretty
Well,
good.
I mean, when he first debuted, he won a lot. I think he won a championship right away.
Yep.
And then he hasn't really done anything since.
Let me see here. He did lead 3 laps. That's about it. And he finished 23rd. So I think he was actually messed up with one of the wrecks too. Wow. Finished third, you get 855 grand.
It's
First
all
is
right for a day's
1.5.
work.
1.5 for first. Midas taxes put you at about 1.
Plus all the sponsors on your car.
Oh yeah, well you get all those that pay too.
And I wonder if you get a bonus.
Bonus, yeah,
based on
raising
your
bonus.
place if you're top 5.
What I like is how every time there's an interview, they got a drink, and as soon as they, hey, I'm here with Dale Earnhardt, Dale, it'll take a drink.
I just like how it's always the mellow yellow Ford.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, the mellow yellow Ford was just running real good today.
Yeah. They always do that. Yeah. Junior's with Nationwide, so now
I don't like that they changed the sponsors though.
it's whoever pays more, man.
Well, yeah, but they have like 2 title sponsors, so it's like because like Gordon wasn't in DuPont, he was in the
Drive to Fight Hunger.
Fight Hunger. Yeah.
Yeah. He's always in that one though, for the most part. That's probably the one he runs in the most now. So does DuPont even exist anymore? I don't even know.
They make chemicals.
I don't know.
Carpet, I think.
Yeah, well, I'm all tile in my house. All right. So is it too early for a break?
No, you can take.
Speaking of break, Kyle Busch got transferred to the hospital in Carolina. So he's closer to home now.
It's a broken leg. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Well, he broken leg. Plus, they didn't do anything on his foot, his fractured foot too. He's got a broken right leg. I think it's broken right leg. It was compound. It was a compound fracture, and then his left foot he fractured it. So, and they didn't touch that because they wanted to be able to move him. So, yeah,
It'll be all right.
he'll come back, and it's just like smoke. Yeah.
Well, hopefully he doesn't gain 30 pounds like Smoke.
And then run over somebody in another truck.
That's too soon.
Too soon. Sorry.
That guy died, man.
I know. Anyway.
At the craft services table.
Where the hell is he? Did he finish up front? No, he didn't.
No, I think he finished in the back. I think he got wrecked, actually.
Wrecked him. Damn near killed him. Oh, man. Again, sorry. 42nd.
So he was last.
No, actually, there were 43 cars.
Second to last.
Landon Castle was the first person to wreck. Landon can wreck. So, as a matter of fact, I think they were both in the exact same wreck. So, how is that? I remember that because Stewart went into Castle, pinned him against the wall. Yeah, and then Stewart was kind of pushed around by Castle. So was that why they said that because he didn't go as far? And Stewart,
maybe.
So that's a $30,000 difference, 37 grand difference.
And how much did he get?
Because he spoke to it. It was $250,000.
It's all right. He's doing all right.
He's all right. He'll do all right. Yeah. So one of the things they don't talk about that much anymore is the battle of the brands. Ford, Chevy. I mean, they do sometimes, but it used to mean a lot. You know, who has the most powerful race car? But now everybody's pretty much on even keel now.
See, that's why the older NASCAR was better, because that's when you saw the crazy designs in the 60s and the 70s. You saw like the Superbird or the Dodge, and you saw like some of the iconic cars come out because you had these guidelines. But other than that, you could do whatever you want. I'd love to see them go back to that.
Yeah, they race in street tires.
Here's how big your engine can be. Here's how much your car can weigh. Do whatever you want.
Yep.
And I'd like to see if it's really a better Dodge or a Ford or a Chevy engine, and maybe you put some restrictions on fuel, and you could even make some changes in improving fuel economy.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead let's go ahead and take a break. We'll come back. Hopefully, we'll get Silent J on the line and talk a little bit of wrestling too.
Would you like to own a thriving business and help employ local veterans? The Vetraplex Handyman Construction and Landscape business is the opportunity you've been waiting for. The Vetraplex is your gateway to an affordable startup business with 0% financing for qualifying owners. By owning a Vetraplex franchise, you will be hiring veterans, providing them both income and opportunity, while at the same time providing your customers a way to say, thank you for your service to our nation's veterans. For more information, visit vetraplex.org. Again, that's vetraplex.org or call 928-284-2022.
Breaker, 19. How about that bandit? You got some ears on, son?
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. And if you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in their life. I'm no different. Hey everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
If you or someone you know is looking for a new job or career, you need to visit the pros. National Career Fairs at ncfairs.com. National Career Fairs hosts over 300 career fairs a year nationwide. The events are free and give you the perfect chance to meet some of the top employers in your area face-to-face. To find the nearest career fair to you, visit ncfairs.com. Again, that's ncfairs.com. What are you waiting for?
Cat scratch fever. Well, Ted Nugent.
Your favorite?
Yeah, man. I'm a big Nuge fan, man. I am. Stranglehold's one of the greatest rock songs of all time. It's like 8 minutes long, and it's just pure awesomeness. So, anyway, here shortly we should have Silent J calling in, who is joining the Vets on Sports Network here with his own wrestling show launching tomorrow night. So, should be fun.
After his show?
I believe so. So he's burning the candle at both ends, man. You gotta appreciate a guy like that, you know.
And it's not much to do in Buffalo right now.
Yeah, right on. So joining us right now, we got Silent J on the phone. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on?
Awesome. Not much, man. We're just, we're trying to stay warm down here. I mean, it's
yeah, I don't even want to hear
it. We had some rain. It's,
I've got my sweatshirt on over. I mean, it's not zipped up, but it's on right now. Yeah.
It was a little cold to wear flip flops here tonight.
I hope you get a Bill Cosby drink.
But no, man, it's always good to have you on. It's fun to have you on. There's a couple things I definitely wanted to talk to you about. Yeah, dude. There's a topic that I don't know if we have too much time to really go too much in depth with it, but I think you're a perfect person to be able to do this. Now, it came to mind with me when the Celtics beat the Suns last night, and they were basically beaten due to the man that they traded to the Celtics
And the refs.
and a ref. Well, yeah, the
There's
Suns
a lot
fan
of
says refs.
questionable calls at the end.
The reason why they haven't won in 50 years is because of the refs.
Last night it was.
So my question is, now not all of our teams are stellar. My Red Sox finishing last year and things like that. You know, my Celtics are amongst the league's worst right now. My question is, though, if you are a fan of a team, and I know you're a diehard Buffalo fan, which I got to take my hat off for you on that one, but if your team fails to win you a championship, and the mindset of a fan, of that type of fan, starts to dwindle, and it affects you. If you're a diehard fan, it does affect you. Do you have the right, for purpose of just wanting to be happy once in a while, to say, you know what, the hell with you guys, I'm going with such and such?
Yeah, it's hard because I haven't done that with, my football team, the Buffalo Bills, or my hockey team, the Sabres, but I did do that with basketball. I was a fan of the Detroit Pistons growing up.
Yeah, but you guys have championships.
Huh?
You guys have championships in Detroit.
Well, yeah, but then they really stunk when they went to that horse logo. And I was kind of flip-flopping back and forth between the Pistons and the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
But for some dumb reason, I decided
The Knicks
would be better.
Okay.
And then I kind of felt a sense of disloyalty. And so I went back to just following the Pistons and rooting for the Pistons. And, by that time they'd won another championship, a handful of years ago. But I did feel a level of annoyance with, rooting for losers. But then I felt guilty for, just I felt like a traitor,
Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I'm the wrong person to ask, man.
I thought you'd be the right person to ask.
I'm still a Bills fan and a Sabres fan. With the Sabres motto right now is embrace the tank. So
What would it take for you to leave your team?
I wouldn't. I really wouldn't, because after loving losers for so long, it's just like I'm fully committed.
If they move, do you move with them?
If they moved to a different city, I would stop following them. I would stop following them.
Yeah, obviously not. He's not a Clipper fan. Buffalo Braves.
Yeah,
Buffalo Braves.
Bob McAdoo.
Very nice. Very nice. What about you, Aaron? I mean, you're a Suns fan.
I don't care about basketball. That's the only team I watch.
All right. Cardinals. No Super Bowl.
I don't think I could, because it's just I watched them be losers for so long. Same reason. I was there with my favorite player as a kid is Ricky Prohl. He didn't do a whole lot when he was here.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Centers,
Larry Centers, Hall of Famer, or Larry Centers?
Should be. Best pass catching fullback of all time.
I'll give you that.
In Boston, caught more syringes than passes.
Yeah.
Yeah, good thing he left, because he was just injured.
Boston.
I hated that guy.
Already then. So I also got you on because we are finally launching, as part of the sports entertainment for Vets on Sports, our wrestling show. And when you came across with the idea that you could handle that show, I thought you'd be the perfect person, because your knowledge is definitely up there. And I think that you can compete with the best of the best up there. So as far as wrestling goes, and we're talking WWE, we're not talking like college wrestling and things like that.
Yeah, we're not talking that fake wrestling. We're talking the real stuff.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. How long have you been a wrestling fan?
Geez, I'm 35, so probably over 30 years. I mean, as long as I can remember, I've loved wrestling. I've watched growing up in the Northeast. It was WWF back in the territory days, and I'm not going to get too geeky for the listeners right now, but back when I was younger, it was territories. The Northeast had a territory, the Southwest, the coast, the West Coast. They all had their own territories, and then the WWF started swallowing up all the territories and becoming a mega conglomerate. And so I've been a fan since the territory days, just watching random wrestling and growing up on the border of the U.S. and Canada. I used to get Canadian television stations, and they'd have the WWF in French from a Quebec station, and I would sit there and watch, wrestling in French. Didn't understand anything they were saying, and they had guys like Dino Bravo, the Canadian strongman. He was a bad guy. He was a heel in America, but in Canada he was beloved. So I'd never understood, like, why is he getting booed and when I watch wrestling, but then in Canada, he's a hero. So I really, from that, I was like 7, 8 years old. And I got wrapped up after that. I remember watching AWA on ESPN when ESPN
when
had
they
wrestling.
first started. Yep.
Wrestling, Georgia Championship Wrestling on the Superstation. Mid-South, WCCW from Dallas, Devon Eriks and the Freebirds.
Devon Eriks, yeah.
So I was just like, at that time in the 80s, everybody was trying to get a spotlight for their promotion. So I was lucky to catch the tail end of all of these different wrestling shows. So I loved it. And I remember when I found out wrestling, was scripted, it was a sad day for Silent J. But at that time I was a teenager, I became a teenager, then ECW exploded in the Northeast. And that was like the greatest thing in the world for, a teenager, teenage angst, and then you just see this show on at like 1 o'clock in the morning. It's like they're hitting people with cheese graters in the face and stop signs. So it was like,
New Jack.
New Jack.
I was the only ECW fan in this state, I'm pretty sure.
Jason Sensation, the Pitbulls 1 and 2. I could go on and on. I remember my best friend and I went to an ECW event, and for a split second we were on TV, and I remember watching it like a week later. We're like, there we are! There's 3 of those shirts and T-shirts and jeans, and it's funny. I wear the same thing now 20 years later.
I wore my Just Incredible shirt to the show this weekend, and no one got it.
That reminds me, though, real quick, Jake.
I loved wrestling. Yeah, I love it. It was just, I still like it. I enjoy it now with my daughter. And we're actually going this Sunday to a house show. And so it's cool. It's like, I'm past the point of like, who are you going to grow up and stop watching wrestling? It's like, whatever, dude. I'm a war hero. I earned the right to watch wrestling now. And now it's cool because it's taken on a different meaning, because now it's something my daughter likes, and she loves John Cena and stuff like that. So it's really cool watching her. And actually, my best friend and I, who went to that ECW show, we're taking our daughters who are the same age. So
awesome.
It's pretty cool. It's like, you take your kids to a sporting event. If you got sons and you take them to their first football game, it's like, it's awesome, So for us to take our daughters, which they're both like the ultimate girly girls, to take them to a wrestling show, it's like, it's cool as a parent. It really is cool. So wrestling's been there all throughout my life, and I love it. So I want to say thank you, JD, for giving me the opportunity to do this. And I got some great co-hosts that I got lined up with me.
Awesome.
And, it's gonna be a blast.
And your show starts tomorrow night, right?
Yeah. After a half hour after Tactical 16 Radio, which you can listen to on this fine network, that's on media.com, from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live from the west coast of New York.
The west coast of New York.
We're going to talk nutrition and health and fitness. Then a half hour later, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Bets on Sports presents the Military Press Wrestling Hour.
Nice. I love that name.
Wearing my Lucha Libre mask.
Oh, yeah. Hey, there's something that I want to see come back. that I think would make it more entertaining is I want to see the hardcore belt come back.
Can't do that anymore.
I know. I want to see it, man. I want to see a brawl in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? They don't do that stuff anymore. The insurance purposes are like they can't find anybody to insure.
Well, yeah, that PDC world. You know what we should do? We should get tights. I mean, it would be grotesque to have either one of us in tights. Should wear tights on Black Friday and just go to the Walmart parking lot and just start smashing each other with stop signs and chairs and stuff like that. You know, entertainment for the masses. You know, because that's the same thing those people do in Walmart and Target. So we could just do it outside. No,
Have you been able to
Whatever.
see any of Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore? I think it's more in the city, but I've heard a lot of good things about his promotion up there.
No, I haven't seen it live. I'd love to. Every time that's like House of Hardcore comes around where I am, or Ring of Honor, or other events like that, just you know, I've been at the wrong time. But I was actually part to actually promote this fine network that we're on right now. I went down to an independent wrestling show in Myrtle Beach, and I was the guest ring announcer. Silent J was the guest ring announcer for the evening. And I actually took a power bomb off the top rope from their new monster heel, and yeah, that stuff hurts. So, but even though being a part of the event, it was cool. But watching like the smaller stuff, and watching the independent stuff, that's some of the best wrestling I think you can see, because those guys are doing it for $5 a night, $20 a night. And that's passion, that's like, it's relatable to what we do. We do this stuff here on internet radio and podcasting, we do it for passion. None of us are getting rich. We'd like to, but to see like some of the smaller events, if people are wrestling fans that never saw like a House of Hardcore or a Ring of Honor or Gorilla Pro. I think that's out on the West Coast. There's some cool stuff. You'll see some pretty cool stuff. So I think that's for the rabid fans. But if you're just whatever a fair weather wrestling fan, I think you'll enjoy the independent show here and there.
Well, I think I like about it is it's actually wrestling. I think WWE is a little too much. I mean, Raw starts out with a 20-minute talking segment every week now, and it's a little played out. I mean, I'd like to see a little more in-ring action. These are the best athletes in the world, arguably, and I want to see them do what they can do.
Oh yeah, and it's like you said, they're amazing athletes. A lot of these guys, former wrestlers, collegiate wrestlers, football players, so pure athleticism. It's pretty cool to watch. And, but yeah, I'd like to see a little passion. I went and saw Monday Night Raw a couple months ago with my daughter, and I would probably never go again because of like the commercials and stuff like that. I'm not dissuading anybody, but if you go with a kid on a school night, be prepared to have a crabby child the next morning. They're just stopping and starting because they got exhausting, they're live on TV. So you're sitting there like, why is that guy sitting there just waiting? Oh, it's a commercial. So, but yeah, some of the smaller stuff you could see just action nonstop. So that's, I like some of that good independent stuff. And, House of Hardcore is pretty cool from what I've seen online.
Let me ask you this. Did you watch Fastlane at all?
Yes, I did. Ugh.
What
I agree.
What direction do you think they're going to go in with John Cena now that they're basically just having him lose left and right now? They trying to phase him out or what?
Yeah, I'm a dirt sheet guy, so I'm kind of addicted to the internet wrestling community. So I see like what they write and stuff like that online, and it's just like they want to make him the old man, like kind of passing the torch. But it's like they were just stuck with John Cena for so long. It's like, he was winning a championship every other week. He was everything for like the last X amount of years.
Right.
It's like, what do? Do you continue on with that, or you let him put over new talent? So it's like I think WWE put themselves in a really hard position with him. But I like what they're doing with Rusev. I mean, I like growing up hating Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik, and loving Sergeant Slaughter.
Right.
I like to see the evil Kami, get beat up, but it's like I don't want to see him get beat up because I like his manager. I want it. He's a hottie. So
I don't. The thing I have with Rusev is I think with Russia weakening, it doesn't help him any because they're not doing very well right now. I don't like Cena going for the U.S. title. It's weird,
Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah,
Like a step down.
I could see.
Yeah, like
Bring some prestige to that, but the U.S. title, I mean, really?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago, he was going for the championship, and now he's wrestling for U.S. title. It's really odd.
Yeah, just one of my, I tell you what, one of my dream jobs would be a writer for the WWE. I want to get into filmmaking and things like that. So I love writing.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to be a writer. And I think that's the problem that the WWE has. There's too many writers. Just when we were younger, wrestling was cool because it's like, it was that slow burn, that slow build up. You wanted to see Hulk Hogan, beat the Iron Sheik. You wanted to see him beat, King Kong Bundy. And it took forever to get there. Now it's like, waiting for 2 weeks later, we have that match and then it's over, and it's like on to the next thing. So, I'm kind of a fan of that slow build up, and that's the one thing that they're missing. I think because there's so many people trying to get their ideas out there behind the scenes.
Well, that and there's like 15 events now in between.
Yeah, that would be my argument.
Yeah.
There's too much product. You've got 3 hours on Monday, 2 hours on Thursday, and then you've got the stuff on the network. You've got main event on Wednesday or whatever.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's a lot of time. And, there are no more enhancement guys. You don't call them jobbers to be PC, but, you saw the Ascension come out, a month ago, and they beat the crap out of those 2 enhancement guys. And everyone said, well, what was that? Well, that's how it used to be. When you were bringing up a new guy, he would get some squash matches here and there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's why I loved when Ryback first came out, and he was just beating up, looked like guys that were sitting at a bar stool, the night before. So that was awesome. It was like, man, I'm just waiting for Barry Horowitz to come out and get squashed. I think that's why I like NXT.
NXT has been great.
Speaking of the network, that is awesome because it's basically a couple people running that. And that's like,
it's Hunter.
I think if you're a fan of the WWE and you're a fan of old school wrestling, NXT is definitely it. I don't think that would work, if NXT was Monday Night Raw. I don't see it working because
I do. And the reason I think it works is because it's all wrestling. There's very few talking, and I think it's kind of like what WWF was at the time, which you had Vince, and it was Vince's call. And it's the same way down there is it's Trips' call. This is what we're doing. This is the way it's going. There's not a team, like you say, of 30 riders. There's one guy who puts, this is the direction we're going now, fill in the gaps. And I think, that was the nice thing I like. Did you watch that Stone Cold interview with him? The podcast?
Oh, yeah. That's, I listen to, besides being a wrestling fan, I'm a huge, podcast fan. And that's all I listen to nowadays, VOM stuff. And then, so Stone Cold is his podcast I play, a lot. I'm a fan because besides, a wrestling fan, I'm a radio fan. And that's you get these shows now, Steve Austin's podcast and Jim Ross's podcast. That's heaven for me. I mean, the only thing better than that would be, being able to reach into my phone and grabbing a beer and listening. But yeah, I love when Triple H was on Steve Austin's show and just talking about, the makeup of NXT and things of that nature.
Well, the thing that I liked
I mean,
is he was
if
saying,
there's ever a day Vince McMahon steps down, I think wrestling's in good hands. You know, with Triple H, I give it up to him for.
Dude, Vince is in extremely awesome shape.
yeah, thanks to the needle.
Doesn't matter.
Oh my
Guy's 70, he's stacked.
Oh Lord!
He's gonna have a heart
His
attack.
veins are bigger than my arms.
Hey, let me ask you. Let me ask both of you. I mean, do you like the storyline between Triple H and Sting?
No,
Nah.
Why not?
I don't care. I was never a big Sting guy, but I mean,
Thank you.
I didn't get it. I wasn't a Sting guy. I was never a WCW guy, but I just don't care. They're both 45, and
Sting's
it's
like 50 something. He's
Yeah.
old. He's like
he looked gray
57.
on Sunday. He
Mhm.
looked gray.
Yeah, so did Jack LaLanne. I didn't want to see Jack LaLanne wrestle.
Now, with that being said, because we got to wrap up here in a second, one final question for both of you. Bray Wyatt calls out the Undertaker. Should the Undertaker even come back at his age?
I think this is the last one.
So you think he should
Yeah. Oh yeah.
go out with a victory?
Should be his last one.
Yeah,
And
he hasn't been
just in
around.
terms of characters, the Undertaker is like the greatest character, and I think Bray Wyatt has the ability to be a great character, and I think that would be a cool passing the torch. And then
Definitely.
WrestleMania is in Dallas next year. Let Undertaker go into the Hall of Fame in his home state. I think that would be that'd be a great ending.
Yeah.
All right, Jay. Well, we appreciate you coming on, bud.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You got like 19 shows on the network now. So
yeah, you know, I got a few of my co-host Rob. He's got another show coming up. We're taking over.
hey, baby, that's how we do it, man. It's an Army thing.
Hey, it's pretty soon. It's going to be Jay on Media.
Jay on Media. I love it. I'll see if Adam passes that one up.
I haven't talked to you since the Super Bowl. I got to say, I give it up to the Patriots. I didn't see them beating the Seahawks, and that was a phenomenal Super Bowl. And I won 2 football squares for the second quarter and the third quarter.
So everybody keeps telling me. Everybody I know won but me.
$750 richer, my friend. And if they didn't have that stupid scoring output in the fourth quarter, I would have dropped it. I would have got another $1,000. So they
Nice.
cost me money. But dude, I really do give it up to the Patriots. As a football fan, that was a lights out game, and that was awesome.
Very nice.
JP, I give it up to you and your team winning the Super Bowl. But I just
Appreciate
want to remind you, the last team to beat the defending and reigning Super Bowl champions are my beloved Buffalo Bills.
It's all right. They're going to have Brian Hoyer as their quarterback next year, and they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I like that. I like this guy.
You guys aren't doing anything because you guys don't even have a draft pick. You have a first round draft pick. All right, bud. Well, thanks.
Whenever you guys want to come on Military Press Wrestling hour, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Aaron can definitely hang with you. I think Aaron can hang with you.
Yeah.
Me,
dude, I got a co-host who's got a Hulk Hogan tattoo, ripping.
Oh my God, dude.
Ripping it. So yeah, the lineup for the show: we're going to talk Fastlane, we're going to talk Raw, we're going to highlight one wrestler, our first wrestler. We're going to highlight. We're going to talk a history of that person, our favorite match.
Oh, that's awesome.
Persona. It's going to be the Macho Man, Randy Savage, because he's going into the Hall of Fame. And then
Good choice.
we're gonna talk about the road to WrestleMania. So that's what we got lined up for tomorrow, dude.
Outstanding. Can't wait to hear it.
Thanks, man. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, bud.
My co-hosts say the same, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
All
right, man. Let's go ahead and let's take a final break. We'll come back and close it out.
Everyone's going to need an attorney at some point in their life. I'm no different. Hey, everyone, it's James from Vets On. Whether it was my last will and testament before deployment or my ongoing custody battle for my children during my divorce, I needed help, so I lawyered up. If you need help, I urge you to contact Capstrom Law Firm. Capstrom Law Firm in Springfield, Missouri services clients throughout the state in criminal law, personal injury, and family law. With over 13 years practicing law, Tom Capstrom understands both law and court procedures and how stressful they can be. Let Tom Capstrom Law Firm and his dedicated staff take the stress and worry out of a difficult situation by calling him today. We feel so strong about the work that Tom and his staff are doing that he'll be a monthly guest on the show. Tom is a veteran and a listener, for God's sake, so you know the guy is solid and will fight for you. Give Tom a call today by calling 417-864-0552 or email Tom at capstromlaw.com. And don't forget to tell him that Vets On sent you.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising.
Breaker, 1-9. How about that bandit? You got some ears on, son?
Have you ever wanted to be a truck driver? If so, pay attention. If not, pay attention anyway. Southwest Truck Driver Training offers everything you need to get started. You can get hired before you begin training. They've got GI Bill approved training facilities, day, night, or weekend programs to fit your busy schedule. If you have any questions, no sweat. They've got veteran supportive campuses with veterans on staff to serve you. And on top of that, they have lifetime job placement assistance. Put the pedal to the metal. Call Southwest Truck Driver Training today.
If you or someone you know is looking for a new job or career, you need to visit the pros. National Career Fairs at ncfairs.com. National Career Fairs host over 300 career fairs a year nationwide. The events are free and give you the perfect chance to meet some of the top employers in your area face-to-face. To find the nearest career fair to you, visit ncfairs.com. Again, that's ncfairs.com. What are you waiting for?
Would you like to own a thriving business and help employ local veterans? The Vetraplex Handyman Construction and Landscape business is the opportunity you've been waiting for. The Vetraplex is your gateway to an affordable startup business with 0% financing for qualifying owners. By owning a Vetraplex franchise, you will be hiring veterans, providing them both income and opportunity, while at the same time providing your customers a way to say, thank you for your service to our nation's veterans. For more information, visit vetraplex.org. Again, that's vetraplex.org or call 928-284-2022.
Well, I'm running down the road trying to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind. 4 that want to own me too.
That is so weird, dude. That is hilarious. So you're listening to Vets on Sports on this beautiful Tuesday night here. It's breezy, a little chilly, almost not sandal weather.
Almost.
Almost not was according to Aaron.
I wore them in the day, but when the sun went down, I had to put
Oh, then it
shoes.
was, yeah, you had to put some shoes on, man. It's brutal out there for us. It is. I mean, like I said, I got my sweatshirt on. It's not quite zipped up yet. So, give me a little bit. When I get outside, you got to bundle up out there. It's about 65. So,
Yeah, about 66. It's
65,
pretty-
66,
pretty
yeah.
nice.
I want to thank Silent J for coming on, talking a little wrestling with us. That show again, Military Press Wrestling Radio, tomorrow night launches after Tactical 16. So 30 minutes after Tactical 16. So that should be that should be a pretty good show. I'm glad I came up with the idea. So
I know. I wish I could be a part of it. Unfortunately, I'm a little too busy with outside stuff right now. So
yeah. So but hey, man, you call in, do whatever, man. Yeah, I can't wait to listen to it. I think it's gonna be a great addition to the Vets on Me. This week for Vets on Me has been pretty good so far. We launched the decision hour with myself and Adam earlier on. We had the power couple on. It's an awesome show. And then yeah, we had a great show tonight, and we're continuing to expand our sports show. My vision as a director for sports entertainment, as I'm burping up my Pepsi,
Nice.
yeah, taste day, is to have a sports show every day of the week at some time. So if you're interested and you want to maybe get into radio and you're a diehard sports fan, give me a holler. I mean, at the very least, we could use some writers too. So if you want to get your name out there and you want to get your knowledge out there, we could use some writers for the website, which we are currently under construction. But we definitely appreciate anybody that wants to get in. You come in kind of like an internship for right now because we don't make nothing. But it's all about entertaining the troops and having fun and just getting the word out there. So, Aaron, final thoughts?
No.
Brent needs to take his mic off
Yeah.
Other than that,
Walk it off, Cinderella.
walk it off.
I'm just surprised you don't think. Well, I just want to know who's going to be the quarterback of the Bills.
To be honest with you, Rex Ryan is speaking highly of EJ Manuel. I think he's going to run with him.
You know what I'd love, but it won't happen. Sanchez, go there, make the playoffs with that
Sanchez,
team.
dude, get
Just
Sanchez out of your mind.
double middle finger to the Jets.
I think that Rex Ryan is just finish up. Rex Ryan thinks that he can turn that into a rush first offense where you really don't need that good of a quarterback. You just need a third down quarterback, to be honest with you. So he thinks he can polish up EJ Manuel and get him out there to get him by. They got a decent defense. They finished 9-7
They've
last
got
year.
really good wide receivers, though.
They got a couple good wide receivers. I wouldn't say really good. They got a couple good wide receivers. But other than that, yeah. So that's where we're at with Buffalo. We can talk more about that on Saturday's show. But again, thanks for coming in. And hey, man, let's go ahead and get the hell out of here, man. We're 6 minutes over. Let's do it.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn